We're about 30 minutes away from Dr. Steve Pachinik joining us to cover the fake Bin Laden videos they've released. 4 of the 5, admittedly, old videos already released. They just cut in new color backgrounds behind them, but it's the exact same video. It would have been too obvious if they released the audio with it because he'd be saying the exact same thing, so they just cut the audio out. They've now shown Senator Inhofe some of the fake photos of Bin Laden, or it might have even been his frozen body, there's no telling, shot up, on board a Navy ship. And I thought about creating a fake Bin Laden death photo. In fact, I think I'm going to announce it here. And then we'll put a YouTube video out saying Bin Laden, dead Bin Laden photo released. It'll be like a 1-minute YouTube, and we'll show the photo and say, oh, sorry, my Photoshop guy made it. See how easy it is for the government to lie to you, but they won't even show it to you. I think I'll do that as an educational tool for folks. But members of Congress see photos of Osama Bin Laden's dead body. Yes, and other mythical creatures. And here's the big news that Pachinik's also going to be talking about with us. Top doctor confirms Bin Laden had Marfan syndrome. That's prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. MSNBC hit piece unwittingly reveals corroboration for Dr. Steve R. Pachinik's assertion that Osama died in 2001. We're going to be breaking all of that down. And here is that MSNBC article for prisonplanet.tv viewers. For radio listeners, just search New Life for an Old Rumor. Was Bin Laden a Marfanoid? By Jonelle Alika, I think you pronounce it, the health writer. So there you have it. We're going to be going over that. And I produced a special video that Aaron, even though I ordered him not to do it, spent 2 days up editing and putting together with documentation for every claim I make. It is extremely powerful video, and it's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com right now is the top story. We need to get this out to everyone. Proof Bin Laden death, another government lie. Proof Bin Laden death, another government lie. And again, why is this so important? Because the White House advisors, Robert Shapiro and others, last year in the Financial Times of London and other publications, other top advisors, and Glenn Beck even talked about this, came out and said, we need a new Oklahoma City to blame on domestic groups and a new 9/11 to make the president look strong. He needs to look like he can protect us and be decisive and get things done. And attacks also made people rally around him. So without that, his agenda's dead. He will not be reelected. They went on to say Bill Clinton had a 40% approval rating. It went to 61 to 63, depending on which poll you looked at. Gallup, USA Today, 63, 61. Right before the election, and Bill Clinton told reporters on Air Force One after his reelection, he said, I owe it to Oklahoma City bombing. It brought us together. Yeah, the Hitler blowing up the Reichstag, firebombing it, brought the Germans together, too. Hitler staged attack on their own military base at Gleiwitz on the Polish border, brought the Germans together to attack Poland, as if a 19th century military would attack the Germans. But hey, it was fun. It's fun to gang up on people in caves that you know are easy to beat. It's fun to gang up on the Poles when the Germans had the most modern military. It's fun to stomp on some people and blow up their cities, because after all, they attacked our base at Gleiwitz. Of course, declassified, it didn't happen. Totally fake. But it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to be conned. So they're getting ready to launch new wars against Pakistan. You see that saber rattling intensifying. New reports out of the government plans to seize the nuclear weapons by invading their military bases. Told you that was coming months ago, because it's all following a script. It's a nice smokescreen for all the other wars they're launching and the attempted overthrow of Syria that's intensifying into month number 2 right now. Our media says, oh, the government, it's illegal to try to kill Gaddafi, who made deals with him 6 years ago and gave us WMDs. They're not trying to kill him. They just keep bombing all of his homes every day. They thought he was dead for a week, they said, and then he popped back up on TV, and so within minutes they tried to bomb the facility he was in. Oh, but then they lie to us. We're not trying to assassinate him. No, we just bomb everywhere he is and keep killing members of his family. And Al-Qaeda is the core group, and the leaders of the Al-Qaeda were people who were at black sites for years. They grab these people as double agents. They train them. It turns out that's what Camp X-Ray is. They kind of have a public camp for the 14 and 15-year-olds that the CIA admits they grab who are innocent out of Afghanistan and Yemen and other places. But then they've got internal camps that are really training centers where they psychologically evaluate people, find out who they want to use, send those they want to kill to European or Egyptian black sites, and the others get recruited, then get sent to Langley for training, and then get dispatched. I mean, and it's all public. That's how totally ruthless and totally dark these people are. And so that's why we've got to expose the Bin Laden fable, because it attempts to back up the original 9/11 outside job fable. Right as they push the total media takeover grid, the internet and cell phone and TV radio takeover switch, the Cybersecurity Act now in the defense bill, they're trying to pass as we speak. It's now been attached as a rider. As they go ahead and flip the switches, the grid's already in place. Why? Because the Fortune 100 and the top 5 or 6 telecoms are owned by the big mega banks that own and run our government through fraud. And so the government comes and gives them mandated billions a year as part of the Telecommunications Acts that are reauthorized every year to put in the hubs, put in the equipment, put in the systems. FCC comes in with regulations to put the spy takeover chips in all the cell phones, all the computers. Now all the new appliances rolling out have all the spy chips, where data over power line goes into the plug-in socket that has a chip now on all new major appliances that turn the device into a surveillance system. Oh, don't believe me? Yesterday's headline, please put it on screen. Google wants to take over your house. And then they say, yes, we're now going to dial into all of your appliances. And even if you don't have the newest appliances, they will access your computer with the new fluorescent bulbs with data over power lines. They can send data. They've been doing it for 20 years over power lines. Now they're transmitting over all major power line systems. It sends a controlled signal off of switching boxes in your area, down. It goes into the flickering fluorescent. Now law, you must have them. The fluorescent then, at an ultra-fast movement, flashes code, similar to Morse code, at your computer. And now all the major operating systems have these built in for your computer to be remotely accessed and controlled. There it is. Google wants Android to take over your home with Android Home, Metro. Yeah, that's not the CNN. Do me a favor, reprint me the CNN, because I want to read their quotes for everybody where they say everything will be controlled by us. Your garage door opener, your dishwasher, your laundry, everything will be surveilled. This was always the plan. But notice, it's not just that Google, the known NSA, CIA front, is doing this. At the exact same time, all globally, what the Japanese, Chinese, South Koreans make, what's made in the U.S., global standardization, same thing in Japan, same thing in Germany, same thing in England, same thing in Australia. Global standardization where all the devices are designed to be taken over by this system. And the public schools are announcing, yes, we're watching your kids at home. Oh, and also reprint me, because I know I gave the reports to Rob Jacobson and Dew, who are putting out some special reports on it, so it's not in my stack now. The AP article about $2 million Department of Defense federal grant in San Antonio at one elementary. And they tell you to help save food money, to decide what to feed the kids if they're being wasteful. And it says it analyzes even a half-eaten pear, and everything's fine. And it's about your children's nutrition. Department of Defense federal grant. They care so much. And I've seen reports all over the country. They have AI software hooked into cameras in the classrooms, in the bathrooms, recording all audio, putting it into digital databases, their voice print analysis of all of your the children. According to seating arrangements, the children write reports on government-issued computers that is then put in a large database. If you're doubting me on this, just look it up. It's what the Connect system, the Microsoft platform is, that can know up to 14 people's voices in the room in the house and follows your facial and body movements for the video game. You then put your credit card info, your purchases, your internet surfing, and only cost a few $100s because, as Bill Gates said 8 years ago, we're going to take your home over with this. And he spent 7 years developing it, and they rolled it out last year. All of it is unified. Unified devices that track and surveil and face print. It also face scans, voice print, everything. Those systems are also rolling out in all of the public schools. Children thumb scanning to get their school lunch, thumb scanning to get library books. Parents being given ID cards, even be able to come get their kids. They're being face scanned and enrolled. Total system of absolute Big Brother takeover, and it's bigger than the Manhattan Project globally. Trillions of dollars to put this whole grid in. Face scanning cameras, license plate reading cameras. They've got biometric cameras, even if you're wearing a mask, that shoot through your clothes. They get the body print. When you go to the clothing stores that now have body scanners for, quote, better fitting, that's then sold to the feds. The body scanners in the malls going in, also at the airports. I told you that 10 years ago. Last year they admitted that, yes, they are saving the body scans and getting a 360 biometric scan of the body at the airport. That's one of the main functions of the system. Again, you think I'm joking. This is the full spectrum, total takeover where they can turn off any devices they want, where they can surveil everything going on in your home, but even better, ripping you off. In fact, people won't believe it. I did some searching last night and found unlimited articles. Power company, what was on PG&E, I think's the name. Try this. Power company admits smart meters overcharging. Oh, it's an accident. We doubled your prices once the smart meter went in. They tell you it's going to save you money, and they're going to control it. But really, it's there to create the algorithms to track what's happening and rip you off. And I know you're going to love it, because being ripped off is what people are into, because it's so much fun to get scared of Bin Laden. It's so much fun to roll around in fear at night in a fetal position with your wife as you cry, Bin Laden's going to get me. TSA, stick your hands down my pants. Give me cancer viruses in the shots. Give me statin drugs to eat my brain. Protect me. Fluoride. I want bone cancer. I love fluoride. I love being an idiot. Oh, please teach my kids how to be spies against me. Please make me a prisoner. Oh, it's such land of the free, home of the brave to have 100,000 preachers now publicly trained to spy on their flocks. Oh, that movie Red Dawn, that fictional account, those kids are the bad guys, because in that movie, the preacher's spying on everybody, and so's the mayor. That's what freedom is. Oh, it's so good. Oh. I mean, it's just off the charts sickening. Here's Google. CNN Money. Google wants to control your home. Plus, they won't believe it. We pull me up the AP article out of Minnesota. There's also one out of Texas where they have the flickering computer-controlled fluorescence that just so happen other studies show that can put you in a mesmerized state. But again, everything they roll out has multifaceted uses. It doesn't just control your computer, it controls you. Google wants to control your home. And see, all these big corporations getting government contracts, they make money as they enslave you. You pay to be enslaved. And it's just rolled out as they drug our water, drug our food. Every major GMO crop that comes out has the accidental side effect of reducing fertility and increasing cancer and bowel diseases, all off the chart. Then we interview top genetic engineer scientists from Russia and England and the U.S. on record who would be there and say, this potato is sterilizing the mice. And they go, that's not an accidental trait. Let's not discuss it. But this is going to sterilize people. There's too many people, doctor. Come on, you know that. I mean, they're just savage weapon system attacking, savaging everyone. And the cops love it, and the school teachers love it. Everybody's got their little petty power position. Everybody loves being killed and hurt and mutilated and attacked and brainwashed and dumbed down. And the plunging IQs and the dumbed down, slobbering, foaming at the mouth populations, they're just begging to be hurt, begging to be exterminated as the background attacks just intensify with the ambient level of soft kill being incrementally turned up, with the humanity and the human soul and all our innocent children caught in the jaws of this super predator class who's just sitting back, taking their time, slowly gutting us, totally destroying us. Yeah, here's the Huffington Post tech section. LVX systems, ceiling lights, send coded internet data going into government buildings. PG&E smart meters overcharge thousands. NBC, oh, double charging, such an accident. Oh, everything controlled. Nothing you can do about it once the grid's in place. Just total savage rip-offs, and they love it. Remember Enron, some days making over $1 billion a day just in California, fake trading computers that they'd give Congress people tours of, and then they would, the phone recordings of it that have been released where Ken Lay's people from Enron would call up the power plant and go, "We need you to cut power today. How's that sound?" They'd say, "Absolutely, thanks for the call." They'd hang up the phone and then, "Oh, there's blackouts. There's not enough power. We're going to triple charge you." And the average yuppie can't admit they're being conned. They're delusional little make-believe egomaniacs who are so narcissistic they can't admit that somebody's screwing them, so they just giggle and say, "I'm not being ripped off. We really are having power outages." and again, just loving being ripped off, loving being conned, loving it, just begging for it. Well, not me. All right, I'm ranting. I'm angry, ladies and gentlemen. That's because I swam and jogged this morning. Google wants to control your home. First, Google dominated the web with search. Admitted NSA. Then it ruled mobile devices with Android totally surveilling you. Now Google wants to control everything inside your home. At its annual I/O Developers Conference in San Francisco on Tuesday, the company previewed the Android Home, a future platform. The grid's already completely going in, that will allow you, see, total concerted through all of industry. It's only less than 100 of these companies. You get the SPP documents from the North American Union. It's Fortune 100 there telling government what to do. First item on the agenda, stealth integration North America. Keep this from the public. We're going to fund ourselves with a carbon tax. Hoorah! These slaves will put up with anything. Get them! At its annual I/O Developers Conference in San Francisco on Tuesday, the company previewed Android Home, a future platform that will allow you to interact practically any electronic device you own using Google. Connected device like a home media equipment, dishwashers, cars, lights could soon be able to control using the new platform that they'll control, that they'll rip you off with, that they'll study your human behavior and create algorithms. They can already predict the future with over 93% total probability just with Google searches, tracking mass movements. This is a crystal ball and a kill switch. These people are geniuses, but they are evil. We like to think of your entire home as an accessory, or better yet, a network of accessories, and think of Android as the operating system for your home, said Joe Britt, head of the Android Home team. See, we think of your home as ours. What did Schmidt say, the head of Google, last year before he stepped down? He said, "Yeah, we're surveilling you, and you shouldn't do anything you're not ashamed of." Well, I may be in my house frying eggs up and drinking orange juice, but it's not your business to come look through my window. But see, that's the attitude. We're going to watch everything you're doing. You know, we're going to watch you in your bedroom. Well, I want privacy. What do you got to hide? But meanwhile, government and industry are totally secretive because they're a pack of crooks, a pack of pot-bellied, gibbering, wicked control freaks, and only our lackadaisical, servile, weak-kneed behavior and our willingness to be dumbed down has allowed these lesser men to do this to us. I want to rout them. Yeah, strange days are here. Strange days have found us. You know, I'm ranting and raving because it's a normal response to a scientific enslavement surveillance grid being put in where everything in your house can be surveilled and turned off by the government or private industry. And children with $2 million camera systems analyzing how they eat under Department of Defense grants in San Antonio, Texas. I mean, this is a creepy group of eugenicists who are setting up their world government as a system to reduce world population forcibly. That's their plan. And you read this article, One Deception, they say the chief obstacle to making that happen across all connected devices is finding a single open standard to control everything on your own. It says right now, Apple, Google, they all have different systems. That's not true. The cybersecurity system, already in place for 4 years, standardizes the code keys and has chips put in all devices that are takeover chips, which they now admitted to you this week. They rolled it out. Because of the Bin Laden being so scary, we're going to now have alerts that break in and take over your phone. And nobody goes, well, how was that already pre-programmed? How are you able to do that? Well, we have a takeover chip. Oh, but we just decided this week to take your phone over. It's all a strategic rollout. It's a blueprint that they follow, and they take their time and they gauge it as they move and make small changes. Where all of society, farms, ranches, vitamins, everything is taken over by big industry. All right, I want to go to a clip ahead of Dr. Steve Pachinik joining us. This is Bin Laden's son, the one that is anti-war, didn't like him, kind of a hippie with, you know, he's got the hippie haircut and all the rest of it, coming out and saying, I'm not even sure that my dad is dead. Or that they killed him. But the media spun it like he was saying, if you did kill him, you murdered him, and he deserved a fair trial. They're like, how dare you want a fair trial? Well, if you got the evidence, that's why we have trials. So we find out what really went on. Because under tyrannies, you don't have trials. They can just say, seize that man for treason. I say he's a criminal. You see? But they set the precedent with white supremacists and Bin Laden and unpopular type groups for everybody else. Here's the clip from Fox where the son is saying, hey, in the letter, I'm not even sure he's dead. Here it is.
This is surprising because, remember, this is the son of Osama Bin Laden who left Osama Bin Laden in 1999 along with his mother because they didn't like the way in which Bin Laden was living his life. And then he went on to write a book about what it was like to grow up as a Bin Laden. So here now is his statement post-death. We are not convinced on the available evidence in the absence of a dead body, photographs and video evidence that our natural father is dead. If he has been summarily executed, then we question the propriety of such assassination. We maintain that arbitrary killing is not a solution to political problems. So I guess this is an example of somebody who would have benefited from the administration releasing photos or videotape.
Okay,
but then
that's
would that
enough.
have been good enough? I mean, you can argue.
Well, I mean, why do you buy anything from governments that have been caught lying over and over again? As we go to break, I want to play this clip. Former Colin Powell Chief of Staff Lawrence Wilkerson said, I don't think they really wanted to get Bin Laden. No kidding. He was already dead, but they wanted to keep the boogeyman alive. The idea of Bin Laden to say he's hiding under your chair, give your rights up to us, we'll protect you. Pay the mafia protection money, give us your liberty, we'll protect you from Bin Laden. Here it is.
No, I think it was quite the opposite. I don't think they really wanted to get Bin Laden. And it's an interesting bit of scholarship, I think, for historians to try and calculate exactly why that occurred. But I don't think they wanted to get Bin Laden. You could be very cynical and say they didn't want to get him because once got him, the war was over. And that left all the political advantage gone.
Bingo!
Or you could say that they knew that it was almost an impossibility
Bingo!
to get him, given
that's
what
good.
they had done to the intelligence.
Yeah, you've got close to 1 million private intelligence operatives in the U.S. now, on average making over 100 G's a year. You think they want the Bin Laden to go away? You think these intelligence agencies would fake video? Yeah, private intelligence agencies have been caught faking these videos over and over again on record. You figured it out yet? They're staging all this to rob us blind. We'll be right back.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.